Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Claire and this is Polly Put the Petal On, and today I have got a very small car boot haul but some interesting pieces, and then I'm going to transform them, hopefully transform them into how I want them to be. So I'm going to start with the least. I've got 5 pieces. I spent £7.50 at the car boot, and you know, it was really nice just to have a little browse. It was the first one, so it wasn't very big because obviously word hadn't got out, but it was really nice to browse. Much more interesting than, you know, your everyday shops, aren't they, really? And you come away with some great unique pieces. So now this isn't unique. This is the first thing I'm going to show you, and it's not unique because you can get it from IKEA, and I've already got one in a lighter colour, and it's just a plant pot, and it's this woven, I think it's like straw, that this woven plant pot. Doesn't say if it's straw or not, but that doesn't matter anyway. But it's just a plant pot. It's in this lovely dark colour with different tones, and I like it. Of course I like it because I've already got one. So it was 50p, and I thought, and it's plastic inside, that's just on the outside, and I thought, right, I'll take that for any of my plants that, you know. In fact, I've got one in the kitchen because I bought a plant pot the other week for it, and the top of the plant pot was poking over the top, so I will put the kitchen plant in that now, and I'll use the other plant pot for something different. So yeah, they come in handy, don't they, guys? And as a florist or flower arranger, you know, vessels are just as important as you know, what you're putting in them, and so I do tend to look for that kind of thing. So this is another thing. This was quite interesting. This is by a company called J-Line, and I think it's a German company. Don't quote me on that. Now, this is a modern piece. I couldn't find it online. I think I paid £2 for this. And yeah, it's just that lovely texture that I went for. Now I'm going to change its colour up. I wasn't very smitten with the handles, but I thought this is quite an unusual piece, isn't it? And I thought I'm going to have it because it could look really quite oldie worldy Roman type thing. You know, it's definitely got character. The character's there. But I am going to, not today, but I am going to paint this and change the colour up. But as for the texture, I love that. That's already there. And like I say, although these to me are quite ugly, I'm quite taken with them at the same time. So yeah, I think that was £2, and it's just another pot like that. And like I say, you know, as a florist or, you know, or a flower arranger or anything like that, you know, you do tend to look for vessels. This isn't a vessel. This is just a white. This was £2. So where are we up to now? £4.50. Yeah, that's right. So that was 2. The last one that I just showed you, this was £2 also. Now I think this is some kind of dove, but I've told you on previous videos about a particular print that I'm seeing on pottery. I think it's called it's a Halley leaf or something like that. And I'm absolutely taken with it, guys. So I've seen them on birds, on white birds, and I thought, right, I'm going to do this myself. So I showed you in a previous haul, I think it was one of my last Temu hauls, that I got these napkins, these paper napkins. So I'm going to decoupage. It's funny, isn't it, how these things come together, because I hadn't even got the bird until I went to the car boot. But I had got the napkins because I knew what I wanted to do. And it's funny, isn't it, how things come together. I was going to say, isn't it then? How things come together. So yeah, so that's the bird. And I'm going to do this on camera today. We're going to decoupage that and see how it turns out. And then this is one of my favourites. Absolutely love this. I'm not going to change this. I've given it a wash. I'm not going to change it in the slightest. I love its shape. And again, it's like a Roman urn, isn't it? And it's got some texture around that band there at the top, and I absolutely love it. I don't want to change it. I don't want to paint it. I like the colour as it is. It's nice and neutral, achromatic sort of thing if you were to use in a, you know, for an arrangement. I really like it. What I will do is I may put some tulips in there, or what else have I got? I've got some blossom down the petal shed, so I may put some, and I'll show you that as we go along in the video. Now, the very best thing that I purchased with the lady that sold me this was £1, and I looked down because they hadn't got a great deal, but what they did have was really nice, so I loved that pot, and she charged me £1 for that. And then I picked this up and I thought, oh, I'm really taken with that, and it's on a hinge. Now I don't want to show you too much because I'm going to show you in a minute, but it's on a hinge. Hang on, let me see if I can open it. Well, I can open it, but it's on a hinge, as you can see. And it's on little feet, and I was taken with it being on the feet, plus it's just a nice little caddy. And then on closer inspection I realised that it was actually copper, and it's brass feet, so it's on brass feet. That's my attempts to start cleaning it, and I've been doing it there, but I thought, no, I'll do it on camera and show you, because I wanted to show you how black it was when I picked it up. It was like that black. Now, I said to the lady, how much do you want for that? And she asked either her father or her father-in-law, because there was 3 of them. And he was, without sounding, he was a little bit grumpy. He said he wanted £3. So I said, would you take 2? Because that's what you do at a car boot. And he went, no. my face, just because of the abruptness of him, my face kind of went a little bit, oh. And then he had second thoughts, and he said, how much have you paid for that one? Because it was his daughter or daughter-in-law that had served me, or his grandchild, I don't know. And I said £1. So he went, well, you can have them both for £3 then. So I thought, well, there you go, then I've got it for £2. And what a steal. So it's stamped on the bottom, and it is Beldray. Made by Beldray, and I've done the little bit of research that I have done was they are based, or were based, in Wolverhampton, so I think it's Black Country, and I think this is either 20s or 30s, 1920s or 1930s, and I absolutely love it. Now, I've found a picture twice on the internet of this exact one, but I can't find any other details about it really, because they're not doing the copper anymore and stuff. But it's absolutely beautiful. Now, I don't know whether it's a tea caddy, or I don't know whether it's for tobacco, because actually it smells of tobacco inside, you know, pipe tobacco. So when I've typed it in copper, Beldray copper tea caddy, this has come up, and when I've typed in Beldray copper tobacco tin, this has come up. So I'm not sure what it is, but also I love the pattern, and I was trying to make my mind up whether it was ivy. Now and I'm because the leaf, it's got the 3 steps. So you've got your lower leaf, you've got your middle, and then you've got that center one, and then you've got those berries. I'm wondering whether this is wild ivy on it. I don't know, but that's what I've determined anyway. So on camera today, I'm going to give it a little scrub up. Wasn't that a bargain? £2. And I'm going to have it in my kitchen, because I've started drinking chai tea, and I absolutely love it. Chai tea. And it's my favourite cuppa. It really is. I don't know if anybody else has tried it, and if you've got any different flavours that you can, because I've tried masala. Here's Autumn. She never fails. I've tried masala chai and just chai, and I absolutely love it, guys. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put when I've given it all a good clean up and stuff, I think I'm going to put my chai tea bags in that. It's definitely a piece for the kitchen, but isn't it lovely? And I'm going to take it from that and hopefully get it to something like that. And it's going to look really, really nice in my kitchen. So I'm going to tip you down. Let's do this first, because this I might need to leave the solution on. I'm going to tip you down and we'll get to it. So I've made a paste. Let me show you. I'll tip you down. I've got my craft mat, you'll be pleased to know, because I am naughty, I know. I've made a little paste and I've got a little toothbrush, and I'm going to, this is, I'll tell you what I've used. I've used white distilled vinegar for this paste, and Barkeeper's Friend. Now, I've had this in my stash since I moved into this house, which is over 20 years ago. And I did try a little bit of it on the bottom, and it does work. And there is another way that I did some of it as well, which was with lemon juice and salt. But it really is. What's that word begins with P? I'll flash it up on screen. But it's definitely tarnished. Right guys, so I probably didn't edit that video very well, because yeah, I'm going to try and get a grip on my videos, to be honest, especially in the light that there'll be more makeovers and wreath making and floristry and, you know, DIYs, as opposed to me sitting and chit-chatting away. So I am gonna learn how to edit that little bit better, so I apologize for that. But anyway, so here is the finished copper tin. I am over the moon with this purchase. It doesn't matter about that being under there, and it still gives it, it's still got character, hasn't it? Couldn't get all this out of here, but again, it's kept its character. I absolutely love this, guys, I really do. I don't know whether to keep tea bags in it because of the smell of it. Like I say, it smells like tobacco or even tea. I just can't make my mind up, but I absolutely love it, and that's going to go in my kitchen. I'll show you that styled up when I put it in my kitchen further down the line. And if anybody knows of any good tips of polishing copper, you know, preferably the natural way. I mean, I know I've used that Barkeeper's Friend, but that's because I've had it for years. You can see how long I've had it. It's absolutely filthy. In fact, it's probably out of date. Doesn't say. That's a Clean Easy product. I didn't realise that. But yeah, I've had that in my stash, so I use that anyway. But if anybody finds or knows of a way where I can get that really shiny, I mean, it's shinier than it was, isn't it? I absolutely love it, I really do. It's so quaint, isn't it? And it's gonna look lovely in my kitchen. And then this is the bird. It's not perfect, it's not perfect by any standard, and I've overlapped and it's got creases in it and stuff, but from a distance it'll be fine. I've not done under its tail because I'm still, the jury's still out on that. I'm debating that. It's nearly dry now, but I'm super chuffed with that, really am. I'm going to be happy to style that in my decor too. So I'm happy with that for £2, and actually probably £2.10 by the time you've calculated the paper napkins in from Temu. I've got those pink ones and those red ones as well, so I could be doing other things as well. But that's super cute, isn't it? I'm really happy with that. And for this, I'm just going to put some, like I say, I'm going to leave this one because I'm going to paint this, possibly age it, because I think it'll look nicer aged. And yes, it's got a paint job on it, as you can see, but I'm going to age that. But what I need is some of those dabby sponges, and I'm going to have a look at the works. I know you can get them off Temu, but I'll have a look. So I'm going to get these tulips. Now, what else did I think? I did think blossom, and I didn't go to the petal shed. But we'll try these tulips and see what these look like. And they're not too bad. Let's have a look. Some tulips. They're a little bit scruffy, but then tulips are, aren't they? Because they're quite wayward, because they're phototropic. So yeah, I'll just put those in there, unless I do go down, because I'm out in the garden anyway with my son, so I might go down the petal shed and get the blossom out. And if I do, I'll put a little picture up now. But yeah, so that is lovely. Bit scruffy, sorry about that. It's not done to the best of my ability, I know. So yeah, I'm super happy with all of my little purchases from the car boot sale, and it's definitely worth going and having a look, because you're saving the planet, because you're saving landfill. You're picking things up that nobody else has got. You know, everybody dashes off to B&M and Home Bargains, and everybody's got the same, if you ask me. You know, me included. If I see something there, I think, oh, that's lovely. But yeah, if you go to a car boot, you find yourself with unique. Now I know that's unique to me because I've created it, you know. you find unique pieces, don't you? And I'm super, this is my favourite, super chuffed with that. So let me know what your favourite piece was, guys. It's been absolutely lovely to see you today. And like I say, there'll be a lot more DIYs and wreath making and floristry, and just design in general. And you know, if I go to the car boot, I'll show you what I've got from the car boot and how I'm going to style it, and you know, if I alter it in any way, shape or form, I'll come back to you with that one. And I'm going to put that on my kitchen windowsill with that plant, and it should fit perfectly well. So yeah, do take care, guys. It's been lovely to see you, and I will see you all very soon. Well, I'll see you for meals of the day. Meals of the day? Dish of the day. I'll see you all for dish of the day. I'm loving putting a little video out of my dinner each day. Yeah, I really am. So I'll see you then. Do take care. Bye.